Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to daily current affairs session. So due to some other scheduling issues, we are taking session at 3 o'clock, right? So these are the articles that we are going to cover from both 5th as well as 6th May, yesterday as well as today, right? So these are the articles. First one, onion exports. So recently, central government has lifted the ban of sending Indian onions to other countries. So we will understand what is the issue, why it was lifted, why actually the ban was put, we will see in detail as well. About onion cultivation as well, we will see. Then avian flu or swine flu, or we can call H1N5. So recently there was an article yesterday on Sunday in the Hindu that the people who are in certain districts of Kerala were not able to get proper productivity because of this particular disease from the ducks. So we'll see that as well, what is the issue. Then Logistic Performance Index, it is a report and very, very important. We will see the rankings as well as who published that as well. Then swell waves, we have seen some 1 or 1.5 months before the same article. The same one was repeated because there were swell waves in the Kerala coast as well as certain part of Tamil Nadu as well. Then Interpol notices, again we have seen, but yes, again this was in news and very, very important, this particular article. Then Goldine, a new form of gold sheet, which was recently for the first time has prepared, right? So this is part of science and technology. This is part of internal security as well as international relations. Swell waves, this is geography as well as environment. Then Logistic Performance Index, it is economy. Avian flu, science and technology again as part of diseases. Onion exports again, economy. So these are the articles that we are going to cover today. I hope my voice is all clear from my side. Yeah, very good afternoon, Malini. Welcome to the session. Yes, so let's discuss the articles of today. First article is about onion exports, right? The context why we have taken this article from the Hindu is the center has lifted an export ban on onions, right? So there was a ban, we will see that as well. But before that, let's understand the basic things. Onion, what is actually onion cultivation, why it is happening, then only you will be able to understand the reasons, right? Why we have lifted the ban, why we have put the ban and all, right? So onion is cultivated in 2 cycles. Like not throughout India, we are not cultivating onions, like other, some more harvesting crops are there, vegetable crops and all, but these are produced only in 2 cycles. First cycle is sowing in November and harvesting in January. So November, December, January, 1 cycle, and this is the largest season where onions are produced. That means the winter season, the post or pre-winter season starts. So in the winter season, we cultivate more onions. And then second one is from January to May. Again, after harvesting in January, again the farmers put this crop. Again in January, February, March, April, May, finally harvesting can happen. So this is a short season because the climate is moderate and they grow in a very well manner. So that's why it takes only 3 months here in this cycle. But in this cycle, it is taking 4 to 5 months, right? So it requires approximately 80 to 150 days. Like wheat also having 90 days, rice is also having 90 days. Similarly, onions also covers from 80 to 150 days to reach the final harvesting. So it is a time period. How many days this particular crop required, they may ask you in the exam. So this is the fact, right? And the best performance can be obtained. As I said, the most good productivity of onion can be achieved when there is a mild weather. Mild weather means not extreme, not low, right? So like the rainfall should be moderate and the temperature should also be moderate, like 20 to 27 degrees. Similarly, the winds also should be normal. Whenever there is a mild condition, so there is a high productivity of onions, right? These onions also grows in all types of soils. There is no restriction that only laterite soil, only black soil or only alluvial soil. So they grow mostly in all types of soils, which is a good thing, right? Now, when it comes to the onion production by India, India is the second largest producer of onions after China. Yeah. So after China, India is the second largest producer. This is also very important fact which was already asked in the exams. And among the Indian states, Maharashtra alone itself is contributing to 43% of total onion production. So Maharashtra is not only the largest, approximately 43% it is contributing. So very, very important that we need to support the farmers who are cultivating the onions in Maharashtra, right? It implies that. Second, followed by Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka, Gujarat contribute for other major chunk, right? These are also fact are very important for our exam. Now coming to the reasons for often fluctuation in prices. You might have seen onion, sometimes you will get it for 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees per kg, and sometimes it goes even for 150 and 200 rupees, right? Why this fluctuation? Why there is a sudden increase in prices of onion? So the reasons also you need to understand, right? Unlike other vegetables, as I said, like beans, okra and all, these onions are not grown continuously. For example, we have seen it was grown in 2 cycles from November to January. So you will get a very less prices from January, February, right? And once the onions are done, once that 2 months or 3 months is done, again the prices will fluctuate, right? So we need to store them properly. If we are producing lot, we need to store them properly. If waste get reduced, so then also the prices will decline. So here the storage is also an issue. Apart from the cyclic, there are only 2 seasons. Apart from that, there is no huge storage. We are just trying to produce a lot, but most of the onions, approximately 17% of onions are getting wasted. So if we could able to develop the infrastructure to store like cold storage and all, then we can also reduce the price fluctuations in onions. This is also one more reason. And unusual rain and hailstorms. So in northern part of India or even in southern part of India also, there is a lot of uneven rain. Sometimes there is a floods, sometimes there is a extreme low rainfall, even in those cycles from November to January. So this is also one more reason. So whenever there is a reduced amount of onions in the market, obviously the prices will shoot up. So that is why these are the 3 reasons which are contributing to the increase in prices of the onions, right? So this is also important reasons that you need to understand. And in December 2023, just 5-6 months back, India has banned export of onions. So this is our country, India, and this is other countries. So as we ourselves are having low amount of onions, so if government allows to export, usually government promote the exports because the prices that we are getting from other countries enhances our capacity, right? The farmers will get more profits and then they can grow. But government will also take care of the people inside India. So as the onions, the amount of onions available are less, so they have banned these exports in 2023 that no person can export onions from India, right? And now they have been lifted, right? So that is what happened as our number of cages that are available in Indian market. To promote the consumption of domestic markets, government has banned in 2023 December. Now we are in May 2024, so this ban was lifted now. But there was again government has kept 2 conditions. One is the export price per ton means 1000 kgs. So per 1000 kg should not be less than $550. Dollars in the sense you can multiply it with 80 in terms of rupees. Now this also understand. So even though they won't ask you, but understand the mechanism. This is India and these are the farmers who are growing the onions. And these people, other countries are ready to pay $1,000 per ton. Now what the farmers will do, they will not sell to Indians, they will sell it to the other countries because they are getting more profits. But Indian people will struggle who are dependent on the onions, and everyone are dependent on the onions, right? So that's why government has said that the price should be at least $550. So if these people are, for Indian farmers are selling, for example, not for $1,000 but $300 only. So all the countries will buy from India itself because they are getting for very less prices. So that's why government has kept minimum $550 per ton can be sold or above that. not below that. If these farmers are selling below that, then all countries will ready to buy Indian onions and Indian consumers will be affected. So that's why price cap was put, and similarly government will also collect the 40% export duty from the farmers. Along with 550 rupees plus 40% of duty. So government will be collecting a type of tax, right? So that's why it opened up, but only with certain restrictions, so that not everyone will buy from the external markets. So this has happened now. Any doubts in this? So we have seen what actually the context, and then we have seen about onion cultivation in India, onion production as well, then reasons for fluctuate prices sometimes, and then we have seen about the ban on exports by India, now lifting it with certain conditions. Any doubts in this? I hope this is clear. We have discussed the issue as well. So in exam point of view, you can remember these prices and the duty on that, and then India's situation in the cultivation, how many seasons, what are the reasons, which states are producing, all these facts you have to remember as well, right? Next article is avian flu. I hope there is no doubts from your side. I am moving ahead with the next article. Avian flu. The context is again taken from the Hindu itself. There is a recurring bird flu. This avian flu is also called as bird flu. Outbreaks in the certain regions, Kuttanad region of Kerala. So because of this virus, no persons will consume this or even don't go near to these birds, because that may affect the human's health as well. So that's why the duck cultivation has been reduced or decreasing in the recent years. That's what the article says, right? Now what actually this bird flu is? Similarly, like how COVID virus was there, this is also a type of virus, and this virus has two proteins, N as well as H. So it means hemagglutinin, it is a protein attached on the virus. So if this is a virus and it has two proteins, N and H, hemagglutinin and neuraminidase. So these proteins allow this virus to enter into the birds or into the humans, right? Yeah, very good afternoon, Srinath. Welcome to the session. So these proteins which are having hemagglutinin and then neuraminidase. So these proteins allow this virus to enter into the body of the chicken or whatever, the hens, whatever the birds, right? If these proteins are absent, this virus cannot enter into this bird's bodies. Only that these proteins are allowing this virus to enter into this, right, any of the bird cells. And then it is attacking across. It can be spread from one bird to other bird easily, very easily, within just a small contact. So it is spread across the birds and almost all the birds will be affected. So even the chicken consumption is very less, because humans contact with those birds may also lead to the spread of virus among the humans, right? So there is no spread of virus from one human to other human, but from one bird to other humans, right? So birds to humans, yes, it is possible, but humans to humans it is not possible. Till now we did not discover. And there are number of such viruses, this H5N1, H1N1, there are many combinations, but bird flu is only H5N1, right? So this based on these two proteins, there are number of other diseases as well, but we are not discussing them. We are discussing only bird flu, which is having H5N1. And this was first discovered again in China only, southern China in 1996. It is a very contagious, like how COVID has spread among humans, among birds also it is like the same thing. It spreads in a much faster way, right? So this is about the mechanism of bird flu. Now, yes, birds to humans spread is possible through their excreta, through consumption without proper cooking. So there is a possibility of spread. This is also very important fact, right? And there is no evidence of human to human spread of this H5N1 till now. Till now there is no such thing. So they may ask you in the question as well, right? So that is about the avian influenza or avian flu, right? Next article, again very important, Logistic Performance Index. Recently, Invest India, an organization in India, has said that India is going to be one of the best, one of the top 25 better countries in logistic performance. So what are logistics? Logistics is nothing but transportation. It can be through sea, it can be through air, it can be through water, it can be through road. So logistics means it is a transport, and transport alone is taking 14% of cost of a good. For example, if you are buying any trouser or shirt, if you buy it for 1,000 rupees, out of that 1,000, 14%, that is 140 rupees of your trouser or shirt cost from the transportation alone in India. In India, we are spending lot of costs, and in USA and all it is just 2 to 3%, and in China it is just 5%. So if you could able to promote logistics in a bigger manner, the cost of prices of the goods will reduce, and similarly the other companies also will get more profits, right? So as consumers are ready to buy at lesser cost, the producers also will produce more and earn more profit. So logistics is a very important thing, and Invest India has said that we are going to have a better performance by 2030, right? So that's why we have taken this article from Indian Express. Now, who publishes this Logistic Performance Index? Invest India has said that India will be in top 25 countries. We will see the present ranking also, but in 2030 it will be below 25. So who publishes this? This is published by World Bank, a very important organization. It is published every year by World Bank by giving, by identifying the trade challenges and then opportunities to improve. So all the survey is conducted across the countries, and then rankings are given, right? And what are the indices? What are the subcomponents? Which country is performing better, right? So how to make the score? Those scores are based on 6 parameters. This World Bank report takes consideration of 6 pointers. Customs performance. So any good which is entering into India, they have to go through the customs offices, right? There will be customs tax as well. And India is one of the poor performance. So once they enter into the India, it takes a lot of time because of officers like the G, because of lot of rules and regulations. So this customs take a lot of time, and even goods also get sometimes wasted if such type of goods are entered. Then infrastructure quality. What type of quality? In the sense that it is like how speed it is, how accurate it is, how the storage goods is, anything related to the transportation infrastructure, how quality it is, right? That is also considered. And then ease of arranging shipments, like in an order manner, logistic service quality, consignment tracking and tracing, where this consignment is presently, right, once it is exported, timeline of shipments. So these are all the 6 parameters that takes consideration when we are calculating the Logistic Performance Index, right? So this is about the report. Now let's see the ranking of 2023. The report was recently published, so this is also important to be remembered, right? So India has jumped 6 places in this Logistic Performance Index, right? Now India's rank is 38. Last year it was 44, and this year we got 38. So this rank you need to remember. We have improved, that is also important. And first 3 countries are Singapore, Finland and Germany. These 3 countries also you need to remember. Singapore, Finland and Germany. And the other important performers are, like you can remember China also, which is our neighboring country, 19 rank, right? So rest of the things are not necessary. Now you need to know about the last countries as well. Zimbabwe is the last country in the report, and then above it Yemen, Vietnam. So these 3 are the bottommost 3 countries in this report, right? So India's rank has steadily increased. So you can see here also when compared to the 2018, right? So now we are in 38 rank when we compare to the 44, right? It is not a yearly report, sorry. So you can correct, there is no fixed criteria. Whenever the report releases, you need to aware. So in 2018, India's rank is 44 and the current ranking is 38. So this is also important. Out of that, see this, customs, just we spoke 6 indices. In that, we have decreased our ranking, right? And then tracking and tracing also we have decreased our ranking. And the best ranking criteria is international shipments. Our shipments are much faster towards the other countries. So this is the best performing thing, right? So these are all facts to be remembered. Whatever exam you are writing, they will ask you this question. Fine. So all things are factual in nature. Of course, I feel this is a very easy to remember. I mean, to understand you need to remember it for longer time. That's all, right? Any doubts in this? Okay. Let's move to the next article, swell waves. Swell waves. So if you have seen even social media or the newspapers, there was a lot of articles that Tamil Nadu and Kerala has faced swell waves. All right. Swell waves means the water coming into the coastal areas. Whatever the coastal areas are there nearby Kerala, this water has spreaded. It is not tsunami. I'll tell you how it occurs, but it is a swell waves, like ocean waves getting much bigger way. We will see what is the cause for that as well. So INCOIS also said that, we will see about INCOIS also. Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services, an organization under Ministry of Earth Science, it has warned that still there is a possibility of swell waves, right, in the coming few days. Now let's understand what are swell waves, and they are also called as Kallakkadal in Kerala. I mean in Malayalam, right? They are swell waves, which is also called as Kallakkadal. So these are the coastal waves which occur in the April-May season, pre-monsoon. We have a monsoon in June, right, which hits the coast of Kerala. So they occur just pre-monsoon. That means April and May is the more prominent, and these are generated by ocean in the central. So this is India, right? Here Kerala we have, Tamil Nadu we have, and it is generated in Indian Ocean region. And these are not generated by local winds. Generally, the waves in oceans that if you visit the beach are occur because of the local winds. When the wind gets hit the water, they move and then they generate the waves. But here it is not about the wind, but because there are huge hurricanes and some other big ocean activities, like you can say they are like a mini cyclones. So these cyclones in the Indian Ocean region hit the water, and then the wavelength of the particular waves generated are much higher. So these waves comes into this way, and then they hit into the Tamil Nadu and Kerala coast. They may ask you in the exam, which region of India is more prone to the swell waves? They are nothing but Kerala and Tamil Nadu region. This is happening because not local winds, but the winds, higher winds generated in the South Indian Ocean or Central Indian Ocean, moving the water towards the Indian coast. So here we see this. Right? Kallakkadal here means, Kallan means a thief, ocean thief, which will come inside of the coast and then capture all the important physical things and take back into the ocean. So it is a misnomer in those regions, right? And what are the causes? As I said earlier, the main thing is storms and hurricanes, which were much higher wind speed than the local wind. They transfer huge energy. As the energy hit the water with a very intense, those water moves into the Indian coast, right? So this is the reason, and they can travel thousands of kilometers. So here this distance is a much higher. So they go towards even 1,000 kilometers they travel. Usually waves travel only hundreds of kilometers, the normal waves, but this can travel more than approximately 1,000 kilometers. So this is about causes of swell waves, right? So this is also we have seen which was occurred, which region it is creating, right? And one important thing is these swell waves or Kallakkadals, they don't happen with certain signals. They occur suddenly. We don't know where these waves are. Until it reaches near to the coast, it is a very difficult to predict, even for INCOIS also, right? So they occur in a sudden manner. That's why there is a loss, there is a higher loss. If you are ready for it, then yes, the loss can be minimized. But because of non-ready nature, the occurrence of loss is much higher, right? Now, let's also know about Indian National Center for Ocean Information and Services, INCOIS. This is a body, this is an organization which is kept under Ministry of Earth Science to give the information related to the ocean, ocean activities. We have IMD, right, Indian Meteorological Department, which takes care of the weather. Similarly, this responsibility is not weather but related to the oceans. So even weather related to the ocean can be given by this organization, right? Obviously it works with ISRO and IMD as well, but this specific role is they will take care of the ocean related things like tsunami, right? Swell waves, all these things are taken care by INCOIS. And this is established in 1999 under Earth System Science Organization. This is already an organization under Ministry of Earth Science, and within this organization we have a INCOIS, right? It is located in Hyderabad headquarters. Again, this is important. So these facts also need to be remembered, right? So that is about INCOIS. So we have seen the role also already discussed. Any doubts? Great. So let's move to the next article. This is also important one. You have to remember the colorable notices, right? So the article is about Interpol notices. We will see what actually are Interpol, what are notices, all these things we will see. Just understand the context that CBI is going to issue blue color notice. I'll tell you what is blue color notice. They are going to issue blue color notice because one of our MP, Prajwal Revanna from JDS in Karnataka, there was a 3,000 videos which he was abusing his workers as well as women. So those videos came out and it was obviously a crime, right? And he's in a responsible position, that is member of parliament. So he has fled India using his diplomatic passport. He has fled from India and he was in Germany, right? So it was identified by CBI and they are about to issue the blue color notice. So that's what the article says. We will go in detail. We will come to the blue notice and all, what is Interpol and all, right? So this is the context. Now let's know about Interpol, then we will go to the colorable notices issued by the Interpol, right? Interpol is a intergovernmental organization. We have a police, right? India has a police, China has a police, Germany has a police, right? So all the countries has police to make law and order easy. And of course, this is a free world where the people travel from one region to other regions. Similarly, people who committed crime in other country may shift to other countries as well to escape the legal punishments, right? So that's why the countries has launched this Interpol, which is an intergovernmental organization. That means collaboration of all the governments' policies, especially the Ministry of Home Affairs of each of the country coordinates. And this was launched in 1923, way back, right? And there are 194 countries as of now. And it facilitates the cooperation among the police of different countries to extradite, right? To extradite or to support each other in tackling the crimes across the world. This headquartered at Lyon, France. This is also important fact. The Interpol headquarters is located in France, Lyon, not Paris. Fine. So these are all the facts and the working nature of Interpol. Now it mainly works in three important areas. Counter terrorism. So terrorism is across the world. So to counter the terrorist activities, this Interpol works. Similarly, organized crime like trafficking of women, right? And then trafficking of children as well. Then guns as well, the export import of illegal guns. So these organized crimes are also taken care under this. And now cyber crime is also a matter under Interpol. That means internet crime, that is cyber crime, is also being handled by Interpol, right? Now there are different notices. Sometimes we need information, sometimes we need the criminal itself. So there are different notices kept under the Interpol. So try to remember them. We'll see one question on this also matching, which was asked in the previous exams. Alright. So there are certain notices which you need to remember. First one, red notice. It aims to ask or seek the location of the criminal and whether he was arrested or not there. It is not asking for arrest, right? Rather, whether he was arrested or not, they are asking the location of that person. And the aim is to extradite. Extradite means ask to send this criminal to our own country from the other country, right? So it is just to ask the information related to the particular person, whether they are located or whether they are arrested, and ask to send them back to the India, right? So that is the red notice. Now come to the blue notice. This was what the CBI is about to issue against this person, Revanna, who has committed the sexual abuse, right? So blue notice is to collect additional information about a person's identity, not just about location, where he is located, where he traveled, what type of things he had carried. So they are asking the additional information related to the crime as well, if there is any other things he has committed and all. So it is an additional information. We already know, the CBI know that he is in Germany, but additional information in which hotel they are located, what they are doing, all these things will be collected through blue notice. Then comes the green notice. Again, this is important. It aims to give warnings and intelligence about those who committed criminal offences and likely to repeat those crimes. You may confuse in the exam that yes, this is a green notice, so there may be a safety, something like that. No, this is to give warning that this person has already committed offence and there is a probability that he may commit the crime as well, right? So it is a warning to those countries where this person is located. Next is Interpol UN Security Council special notice. We know that there is a United Nations organization. Under that we have a Security Council which takes care of security of all the worlds. So this is a special notice used that all the the individuals who are roaming on the countries, whether they are being sanctioned or not, whether the rules are being applicable to those individuals or not, which was kept by United Nations. So this is a special notice. Next one, yellow notice. Try to remember them. This was asked in the exam. I have collected one question also. It aims to help the missing person, often minors. Sometimes the minors are trafficked from one country to other country. So it is not on the persons who has committed crime, but it was to safeguard or to know the missing persons, right? So it may be criminals also, but it is not mandatorily that they are criminals. So especially minors or missing persons from this country. So ask the information that this person has missed. So yellow notice is issued to find out the missing persons or children. And black notice is after the death of those individuals. Sometimes the people of one country may travel to other country, they may die also there. So to identify which person is this, so black notice is issued and all the countries will be alerted and they will recheck if that person belongs to that particular country. And then orange notice, this is an issued representing the serious crime. So for example, sadist or maybe what you call the bomb, the individual bomb carrier. So if there is a serious threat, then this notice is issued and it is from a single individual. So it may affect the public safety because he is carrying some personal bombs or some other things. So this is an extreme case notice. Finally, purple notice. So this aims to seek the process, not the individual, but process that devises what method is used to find out the criminal. So this is to know what process we should follow in your country to capture the criminal. So this is to ask for information, purple notice, right? So these are the colorable notices you have to remember, and especially even for those who are writing civil services mains, they may ask you this in the exam, or state PSC mains also, because there was a colorable notices issued by IMD and all. There have been many times asked in the 10 marker or 15 marker. So you need to at least know 4 or 5 things so that you can get some good marks, right? So these are the notices issued. Now this blue notice was issued against the individual, right? The person who has committed the sexual abuse of the JDS MP. The last article, a very simple article, right? So it is just a new discovery. The context is, for the first time, the gold was made into sheets, right? Usually, these metals are very difficult to make it as a 2D sheets. They will break up, only except few metals. But this was the first time gold was made a thin sheet of connected using atom like size. So it may seems to be big here, but they are atom size. So these are nothing but, after showing the microscopic or microscope, this was seen. So it is nothing but very thin atom size gold sheet was made, right? So that is called as goldine. And what is the use? Why we need to make this as a thin sheets? What is the use? There is a use. We can use this in terms of filtration of water, or making of semiconductors. We are using graphene, and graphene is not a metal, right? Graphene is not a metal and it is very difficult to make it. But if you could able to do this with gold and many other, like it may pave way for the metals also to make into semiconductors, right? So that's why this has, for the first time, any metal was made, not only gold, but any metal like this for the first time it was made, right? And it was done using the Murakami's reagent. So this is a liquid where if it is used, gold will not be rusted, gold will not be spoiled, and this can be made without affecting the gold content, right? So very basic fact. They may ask you about what is gold in. It is nothing but a thin sheet, two-dimensional sheets, which may use in filtering of some liquids or maybe possibility of manufacturing the semiconductors, right? So this is a small article. That's all. So we will see some factual pointers for today and then we will solve the practice questions. There are 3 facts which are very, very important. Inscriptions from Sri Madhava Perumal temple. So Madhava Perumal temple is located in the, Tamil Nadu. Yeah. So it is located in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka border, right? So in this temple, an inscription was found. Inscription means a metal blanket which was written some letters on it, right? Some letters on it. So inscription was found in the 1000-year-old Sri Madhava Perumal temple, and that inscription gave certain clue about the trade routes. In the ancient times or medieval times, we have a specific trade routes. We don't have proper roads, we don't have proper mechanism to travel from one region to other region. There is a very selective trade routes, right? Very, like for every state you can say there is only one route. So something like that. They are very rare in nature and the new trade route was discovered. And this was from Kongu region in the western Tamil Nadu to the Karnataka and Kerala. So it is connecting Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala, right? This Kongu region is located in Tamil Nadu. They may ask you about recent discovery of which path or maybe the temple, whatever the combination they may ask. And this path is crossing river Bhavani and river Moyer, which are the tributaries of Kaveri river, right? So this is also important. And this temple, Sri Madhava Perumal temple, was built by Veera Siddha Kethaya. So he was one of the local rulers under Hoysala rulers. Hoysala rulers are the Kannada region rulers, which they have conducted star architecture, Stittite, right? So they are part of southern Karnataka region, and this is a local king, Samanta king of this region, and it was built in 1338, right? So lot of facts, and this temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva. This is also important. Next one, Delhi High Court has ordered police action against usage of oxytocin in animals, right? So oxytocin is usually generated by the even humans and then animals when through the pituitary gland during the childbirth or during sex. So this is generated, this hormone, and if this hormone is used in the cattle, they will produce more, the amount of milk, right, or the amount of meat, whatever may be, they produce lot, right? But this is artificially done and this is being affecting the health of the cattle. And this is also unethical because they don't know. Animals cannot say no for these things because they are not humans, right? So that's why Delhi High Court have asked police to take care to not use oxytocin in the cattle, right? So administering oxytocin is considered as a animal cruelty under Prevention of Animal Act 1960. So this is against, but still many farmers are using without knowing them, right? So this is what the context is. Next one, Betelgeuse Chandrayani. So this is name given because of Chandrayaan 3 moon mission. The same mission was given to this species. A new species of marine tardigrade. Tardigrade means they are microscopic aquatic animals. Microscopic means you cannot see through the naked eye. You need to use the microscope, right? So these are aquatic animals which was recently discovered, and this was discovered from the southeast coast of Tamil Nadu. This name also important, Betelgeuse Chandrayani, which was recently discovered. What is it, they may ask? So they are nothing but marine tardigrade. Tardigrade again means microscopic aquatic animals, right? So these are about the factual pointers. I hope this is clear. Any doubts? Any doubts? Else we will solve the questions. First question, Logistic Performance Index is released by World Economic Forum, World Bank, United Nations Trade and Development Organization, Niti Aayog. Very direct question, we have discussed this. It is not related to Niti Aayog. Why will Niti Aayog related to give the world report, right? It will take care only India. We have seen it is only related to the world, right? So it is not World Economic Forum also. It is released by World Bank. So we have seen this, and India is ranked at 38, right? So in 2023 index, and it was recently released. So yes, Srinath and then Sivasangari and then Ramanjanelu has answered it as correct. Very good. Next question. Yes, this is the previous question from UPSC CAPF, Central Armed Police Forces. So you can see who will answer this. We have seen this also matching the different notices. So they are asking to match up yellow notice, green notice, blue notice, red notice they have given, right? So what is yellow notice about? We have seen yellow notice related to the missing persons rather than of giving or asking the crime. They are just about the missing persons, whoever may be. So A is nothing but to arrest a person wanted for extraction. No, this is not to locate, identify or obtain information on a person for criminal investigation. Yes, here it is. So to locate missing persons, right? So A is 4. You can eliminate 2 options. Alright. Next, green notice B, to warn about the person's criminal activity against public safety. So we have seen, so against the public safety it has to be released. So this is about B3. Yeah, we got the answer. So blue notice is about to locate, identify and information criminal investigation. C, yes. So that is also correct. And then D, to arrest a person wanted for extraction. Yes. So answer is C. Santosh, Ramanjanelu, Mechanical World and Sivasagari. Right, fine. So all of you have answered it as correct. Let's move to the next question. Consider the following statements. India is largest onion growing country in the world. First statement. Maharashtra, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat are key onion growing states in India. In India, the onions as the Rabi crop output is more than the Kharif crop output. So these are the 3 statements. Now tell me what is the answer for this. For the third question, India is the largest onion growing country they are saying. So first can be eliminated because China is the largest producer and we are holding the second rank. We have seen that fact. Alright, so first can be eliminated first whenever there is a first statement. Maharashtra has 43%, Karnataka 16%. So yes, they are the major states. So 2 should be there. In India, onions of Rabi crop is much more because of moderate condition. It is not extreme heat, right? So we have discussed this as well. So answer is D. So even we did not discuss this Rabi crop. We have seen the November to January is producing the highest onions. We have discussed this point. And Rabi crop starts from October to January. So this is a Rabi crop itself, right? So you have to know all the facts. You no need to know all the facts, but you have to know the interpretation. We have discussed this point, so obviously it is Rabi crop, right? So I don't know why many students have answered wrong. So answer is D. Next, what is the strain of avian flu that can spread from birds to humans? We have discussed this also. Which flu can transfers the avian flu to the humans? Fourth question. H1N1, H1N5, H5N1, H4N2. So this was also asked in many railway exams and all, so anytime it is possible. Right, right, very good. So most of you have answered it as correct. H5N1, this is the avian flu which can spread. Other three cannot spread from animals to humans. Only this virus can spread, right? Yeah, Mechanical World, Sivasangari, Anjita, Srinath, Ramanjali, all of you are correct. The last question for today. Recently, Betipilus chandrayani, a new species of marine tardigrade, was discovered from. So, which region it was discovered? Kerala coast, Southeast Tamil Nadu coast, Divisima Island, Sundarbans. Again, we have discussed this. This is not from Sundarbans or Divisima Island. This is in Andhra Pradesh, right? So you may confuse between Kerala coast and Tamil Nadu coast. Yes, correct, correct, correct. So all of you are correct. So it was discovered from Southeast Tamil Nadu coast, right? So like this, the questions can be asked, right? So this is of today's session. There are many facts. Try to remember them, and yes, daily you are doing some 6 to 8 articles on an average, and monthly if you multiply with 3, so you are doing 240 to 250 articles every month. So you can, most of the questions will come from our discussion itself, so try to revise them, so that will be really helpful, right? So have a great evening. Thank you.